Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First, we'll go into our invocation, and then after we have our invocation, we'll go straight into the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity we have to come out to conduct the businesses of this city. Lord, just give each counselor wisdom and guidance to make the best decisions as you would have us to go. Lord, just thank you for the country that we live in. Even with all the problems that we have, we're still, in my opinion, the greatest country in the world. Lord, we pray for all our leaders, pray for wisdom and guidance. Lord, just thank you for loving us. These things we ask. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we go into roll call, I was asked by a constituent of mine that if all council members and mayor make sure they speak directly into the microphone, make sure their microphones are on. They are elderly and cannot physically be here, but they on social media. So if you could, I told her that I would be glad to pass that information along. All right, item 3 is roll call. Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Present.
Councilman Washington.
Here.
Councilman Hinton.
Here.
Councilwoman Dykes. Here. President Hogg.
Here. Item 4 is presentations. We have no presentations tonight. Item 5 is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as printed?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilman Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 6 is visitors to address the council. We have one visitor signed up tonight. That would be Mr. Stephen Steele, Northport Redevelopment Authority. Mr. Steele, good to see you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Steve Steele. I'm here tonight representing, pardon me, is that better? My name is Steve Steele. I'm here tonight representing the Northport Redevelopment Authority. I'm serving as chair of that organization for this year, and so I want to thank you for giving me the time to talk with you. I would like to introduce or recognize the other members of the authority. And if you are here, please stand. There are several that aren't. Vice Chair Jamie Conger, Kevin Almond, Giovanni Gomez, Ricky Sherrod, and Bruce Higginbotham, and I think we have several here. Very good. In partnership with the City of Northport, the Northport Redevelopment Authority will encourage revitalization of the city's major commercial corridors, historic downtown, and riverfront through the rollout of a facade improvement program, which we're here to discuss tonight. Through the program, the authority will provide financial assistance for exterior building renovations for approved applicants and projects. Eligible applicants include owners of commercial properties or building tenants with lease authority and written approval of the property owner. Facade improvement funds can be used for restoring or beautifying the facade of an eligible building. Proposed improvements must be visible from a public street, comply with design standards in the city's zoning ordinance, and are subject to final approval by the city. The facade improvement program is being funded with a $350,000 allocation from the City of Northport from its 1% Northport First tax. And I'd like to thank you all for your commitment to economic development, to supporting the tax base of the City of Northport that is evident in this funding. The authority will provide approved applicants a base grant of up to $10,000 or a base grant of $10,000 plus a matching grant dollar for dollar with an awardee's investment. The total funding possible under the facade improvement program is $20,000 per project. Applications will be available on the City of Northport's website and at Northport City Hall by the end of this week. The deadline for receipt of applications in this initial round of grant funding is August 1st, 2021. Applications that are received by the Northport Redevelopment Authority will be scored using a ranking system and then approved or declined by the Northport Redevelopment Authority. The evaluation criteria can be found in detail on the city's website later this week when the application is posted there. Following approval by the authority, the applicant will enter into a memorandum of agreement with the authority which outlines the project scope, the project period, the funding sources, and the disbursements. Again, I'd like to thank you, Mayor and Council, for your commitment to redeveloping the commercial corridors of the City of Northport, for supporting the tax base and supporting the business base that's evident in your allocation of these funds to the Redevelopment Authority. Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
Steve, I appreciate you being here and all the members of the authority. This is definitely something that we hold in high regard, that we want to do everything we can to beautify the City of Northport, and this is the first step of doing so. And just to rehash, the Redevelopment Authority will be using these funds to substantially beautify the facade of an eligible building on our major corridors and city streets. So have you decided how you're going to get the word out to the public, and how we're all going to work together to make sure that people know about this project, know how to get their applications in, and what is eligible, et cetera?
It's a very good question. Yes, so tonight I'll be doing an interview. This will be using social media, and I assume this will be posted on social media as well. There'll be a link on the city's website to the application and to information around the program. And I would encourage all of you to let your constituents know, particularly those that are on the major commercial corridors. That is going to be our area of emphasis, and those businesses that are located within line of sight visibility to those corridors are really the ideal targets for this.
Yeah, your major corridors, of course, are Highway 82, McFarland, and Learning Wallace, Highway 69.
That's right. Let me go through them, and if I miss something, somebody behind me can help. It's be 5th Street, Rice Mine, McFarland, Lurleen, as you mentioned, Bridge Street, Main Avenue.
Right. Yep, those are good. That's all areas that we definitely want to make sure that we're improving and looking their best. So everyone that's here from the Redevelopment Authority, we appreciate you serving, appreciate what you do, and we thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. And you said the first 10,000 was coming from the City of Northport, and the second 10,000 was coming from Giovanni Gomez. Is that what it was?
I'm scared to go on record with that. But,
I got you. I got you.
Mr. Hinton.
I see you laughing. I see you over there, man.
Mr. President, just wanted to say that this committee has not been active very long, and we certainly have wonderful people serving, great community leaders on this committee, and they just offer another level of competency, I think, for us in the city. So we really appreciate all of you that you serve.
President, also, I recognize Max Snyder. He was very instrumental in getting this Northport Redevelopment Association started, and even though he's at the IDA now, he's working for free for us. He also working for Northport at the IDA, and we appreciate that. We really do.
Okay. Thank you. Next on the agenda is item 7, unfinished business. 7A1 is the second reading of an ordinance ordering demolition of an unsafe structure located at 3210 Mystic Lake Way. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. The building inspectors have found this structure is unsafe and dangerous to the public health. They are recommending the structure be demolished. All necessary procedures have been followed, and there is a public hearing that is required tonight before passage.
Okay. So this structure has been found to be unsafe and dangerous to the public health?
Yes,
and
sir.
it's recommended to be demolished, okay? And we do have to go into a public hearing,
Yes, sir.
okay? Is there any questions or comments before we go into public hearing? Okay, hearing none. I'll open up the floor for a public hearing. If there's any member of the audience that would like to come speak or for or against this ordinance ordering demolition of an unsafe structure located at 3210 Mystic Lake Way, please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance ordering the demolition of an unsafe structure located at 3210 Mystic Lake Way? That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 7A2 is a second reading of an ordinance rezoning of approximately 7.97 acres located at 1017 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. McGifford Properties LLC is requesting this rezoning that is located at 1017 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The zoning that is currently in place is office institutional. Their request is to go to M1, which is light industrial. This does meet all the requirements for rezoning and does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any member of council who would like to move to adopt the ordinance rezoning 7.97 acres located at 1017 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard from OI to M1?
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8A1 through 8A12 are first readings of ordinances ordering the demolition of unsafe structures located at, 8A1 through 8A9
Yes.
are ordinances ordering the demolition of unsafe structures located at 6800 McFarland Boulevard. Each of those have different lots, but they're all basically the same concept. So, Ms. Ram?
Yes, sir. All of these are up for a first reading tonight. These have been found to be unsafe and dangerous to the public health by the building inspectors. As you said, they are all located on separate individual lots at 6800 McFarland Boulevard. The building inspectors are recommending that these structures be demolished. We will have a public hearing and a second reading at the May 3rd council meeting. And these are all for individual first readings.
Okay.
President, this is Green Village, is that correct?
Okay, with that being said, is there any questions or comments regarding 8A 1 through 9? Okay, seeing none. 8A1, Lot 60, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A2, Lot 85, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A3, Lot 93, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A4, Lot 136, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A5, Lot 165, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A6, Lot 166, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A7, Lot 185, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A8, Lot 186, I'll offer that for a first reading. And 8A9, that's Lot 109, I'll offer that for a first reading. 8A10 is the first reading of an ordinance renaming a portion of 28th Street to Benevolent Way. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this will change the name of a one-block length of 28th Street between Lurley and Wallace and 20th Avenue. It's for first reading only tonight.
Okay. And just like we talked about before, we must have a signed petition of all businesses and or residents located on this one block area consenting to this change, and this matter must be presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their review and recommendation.
Yes, Mr. President, that's correct. So it will probably not be on the next agenda, but after all these requirements have been met, then it will be placed on the agenda for a final vote by the council.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to offer that for a first reading?
So moved.
That's offered by Councilwoman Dykes. 8A11 is a first reading ordinance amending speed limits on US and Alabama highways in Northport. Mr. Barnon.
Yes, sir. This actually is not U.S. and state highways, it's city streets. But what this would do would be change the speed limit on Mitt Larry Road, beginning at Frank Larry, east to Highway 69. There's a portion that's 35. It would make that entire portion 45. And then a section of 5th Street from Bridge Avenue to the eastern city limits. There's a small portion that's 25 miles per hour. It would increase it to 35 miles per hour, starting at Bridge. The school currently has signs to reduce the speed limit during school hours down to 25. And the third one would be Union Chapel Road from Highway 69, about 1,200 feet, basically to the bottom of the hill. The design speed for the Union Chapel relocation project was 30 miles per hour, so we need to reduce it from 35 to 30 to match the design speed.
Okay. So just to rehash, Frank Larry east to 69 going from 35 to 45. You said down toward Bridge Avenue toward the school is currently at 25 to 35. However, that will also be reduced during the elementary school and middle school
Yes, sir.
times as well. And then the Union Chapel will go from how it was designed at that 1,200 mark to 35 to 30.
Correct.
Okay. Got it. Clear as mud. Any questions or comments from council? Anyone like to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer it.
Okay, that's offered by Councilwoman Bobo. 8A12 is first reading of an ordinance declaring sales tax holiday. Back to school. Mr. McGee.
Yes, Mr. President, this is the first reading of an ordinance for the city of Northport to participate in the annual back-to-school sales tax holiday. It'll be the third weekend in July, which is July 16th through the 18th.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. AB1 is a resolution to authorize the city administrator to maintain the annual contract with Vertiv Corporation. Chief Burton. Hope I said that correctly.
Yes, sir. This is our annual contract for the Motorola radio system that we use here. I think this year it's the allocation is $157,000.
Okay. Let's see. That is 8A2. This is the battery services at Martin Spur and Lake Lurleen Tower sites.
That would be the batteries for the radio system. I think the
Gotcha.
allocation for that is a little over $4,400.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve this resolution? It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Dykes. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Now, AB2 is the resolution authorizing the city administrator to maintain the annual contract with Motorola Solutions.
Yes, sir. That would be the one.
Okay. And as you said, the total physical impact is around $157,000.
A little over $157,000, which is
Okay.
about $4,000 more than last year.
And this will be quarterly maintenance payments of around $39,000, and this is for the continuing maintenance for the public safety radio communication system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any member of council like to move to approve this resolution?
So moved.
That is a motion by Councilman Hinton, second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
AB3 is a resolution awarding bid for water treatment plant process residuals removal and disposal. Mr. Webb.
Yes, President Hogg. On April 8th, the Utilities Department received bids for the water treatment plant process residual removals and disposal. The bid is for a 3-year contract with annual increase and decrease adjustment based on the Southeast Regional consumer price index for all urban areas. Department requests that council award the bid to Mayer Brothers, Inc., the low bidder, in the amount of $223,780, as shown on the certified bid tabulation.
Okay. Thank you. Any member of council like to move to adopt the resolution awarding the bid for water treatment plant service to the low bidder, meeting the specifications and having the lowest unit price as itemized in the attached bid tabulation?
So move.
It's a motion by Councilman Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Dykes. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
And President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8B4 is a resolution adopting the Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Annual Report. Mr. Webb.
Yes, President Hogg. Every year, the Alabama Department of Environmental Management requires all municipalities with wastewater systems to complete a municipal water pollution prevention annual report. The report also sets forth actions and schedules necessary to maintain the effluent requirements contained in the MPDS permit, and also helps prevent the bypass and overflow of raw sewage within the collection system at the treatment plant. The actions and schedules recommended and included in the report include continuing placement of wastewater infrastructure on the city's GIS system, continued implementation of the city's pump station replacement plan, continuing development of in-place rehab program guidelines for gravity lines, and begin implementation. As required by ADM, I'm attaching a resolution formally acknowledging that the council received, reviewed, and approved the MWPP annual report. We recommend the council accept this.
Okay. I'll move to approve the resolution adopting the annual municipal water pollution prevention report that is required by ADM. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, I've got to ask a question. My agenda says 8B 5 is a resolution establishing fees for vacation of right-of-way on Mount Olive Road. My council detail sheet says 8B5 is resolution appointing a member to the Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation. So
I believe we have a typo, Mr. President.
So I'm going to go by the agenda as printed because that's what was approved. And we're going to go with everything on the council detail sheet here in front of us. Move down one item. Okay, so 8B5 is resolution establishing fees for vacation of right-of-way on Mount Olive Road. Mr. Varnon.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. You're probably aware the Black Warrior Solid Waste Authority has relocated Mount Olive Road to Rose Boulevard. They own the property on both sides of Mount Olive Road from Highway 82 north approximately 6,000 feet. And they are requesting that we vacate that right-of-way. It's approximately 8 acres of right-of-way. The maximum that can be, according to the tax records, the maximum fee for basically the purchase of the property is $5,624. We also have to assess legal fees and advertising costs. Those total another $980. So the maximum amount would be $6,604.
Okay. And that was around 8 acres, you said? Is that right?
8.07.
Okay. Is there any member of council that would like to move to approve this resolution?
I want to say, Mr. President, we need
Yes.
to decide on a cost, a hard
okay.
cost.
I will defer to legal.
You can go up to the maximum amount, or you can, since it's solid waste, less than that, or be zero and types of out-of-pocket costs.
Intergovernmental transfer is what it really boils down to.
They're a great partner with the city, so
Yes.
I think their board members should have to pay. Yeah, one of them in particular. Okay, Council, what would y'all,
Vote to vacate it, and then we'll go from there.
okay, members of council, y'all agree with that, or? Okay, so, Mayor, you said vacate and have the Solid Waste Authority.
Vacate it at no cost to them as far as the property, but
Okay.
them handle all advertising and legal fees.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to make that motion on behalf of the mayor? That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes. Okay, 8B6, resolution appointing a member to the Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation Board. Mr. McCollum.
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. Sam Fawcett's term expired last month. Mr. Brian Harden has been recommended to fill that vacancy. His term, upon appointment, will expire on August of 2024.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve this resolution appointing Mr. Brian Harden to the Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation Authority with the term expiring August 2024?
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8B7 is resolution appointing a member to the Tuscaloosa County Industrial Development Authority. Mr. McCollum.
Yes, Mr. President, as you may recall, the council appointed Mike Hanna to fill the position that was vacated, I think, by Mr. Barnett. However, after his appointment, he stepped down, and it is recommended that we appoint Mr. Sam Phillips to fill that vacancy on the Tuscaloosa County IDA, and his appointment will expire on August 2024.
Okay. Is there any member of council who would like to move to approve the resolution appointing Mr. Sam Phillips to the Tuscaloosa IDA with a term expiring August 2024? Motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8B8 is a resolution appointing a liaison from the city of Northport to the Kentuck Park Board. Mr. McCollum.
Yes, Mr. President, the city of Northport has a liaison representing the city and that works directly with the Kentuck Park Board and Warrior Baseball. It is recommended because of his vast experience with both parks and recreation as well as Little League Ball that we appoint Mr. Joseph Rose to serve in the position of liaison.
Okay. Is there any member of council who would like to move to approve this resolution appointing Mr. Joseph Rose to serve on the Kentuck Park Board in the capacity of liaison representing the city of Northport?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCollum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8B9 is resolution approving joint access agreement with North Square Properties LLC. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, one of the incentives, offered, to the establishment next door is now Planet Fitness, is to have a connecting road between their parking lot and the city's parking lot to allow safer access to McFarland Boulevard or US 43. It's not to be a cut-through, it's simply for the people that are in our parking lot, to give them a way to have safer access to McFarland Boulevard and 43, and the same for the parking lot in front of Planet Fitness. This will be done totally at the expense of North Square Properties, the owner of the development, and it will be done to the full satisfaction of the city engineer, placement and design.
And this was also something that had been worked out in the agreement with?
That's correct. When we were approached by Mr. Beaker several months ago now, that was part of the incentive that was agreed to by the city to encourage him to develop this property.
I think that will be a good thing to have better access for anyone that's over there.
Mr. President, I can attest, it'll be a whole lot safer getting out.
I agree with that. Totally agree with that. I will move to approve this resolution authorizing an agreement to allow joint access between North Square Properties LLC parking lot and the City of Northport parking lot. That's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
And President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
8C 1 through 12 is our consent agenda. These range from minutes, bill listings, PO requisitions, and travel and training. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve the consent agenda as printed?
So moved.
That is a motion by Councilwoman Dykes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo.
Yes.
Councilman Washington.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes.
Yes.
And President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 9 is reports of special committees of council. If there's a member of council that would like to offer anything from their respective committees. Okay. Item 10 is public hearings. We have no public hearings tonight. Item 11 is city administrator's business. Mr. McCullum?
I'm sorry.
Item 11 is city administrator's business.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have one item. If the legal counsel would quit interrupting me, maybe we could progress on.
Good
But
luck.
yes, we have one item. The League of Municipalities meeting will be on May the 14th or 12th, 13th, 14th. The business section of the league is on the 14th. We have to vote and establish who our two voting delegates, our voting delegate and our alternate delegate, will be for that meeting. And at this point, I would, Ms. Dykes, Councilwoman Dykes, and Councilman Washington will be in attendance. So we'll do it in alphabetical order, and by Councilwoman Dykes, I would recommend it she be the voting delegate, and that Councilman Washington would be our alternate.
Ladies first. Okay, so we'll have two.
That's
there.
really good
We'll
that
have-
we got two of our members that are willing to attend, because it's very important. I've emphasized that a great deal since being here, that it's very helpful and it's very meaningful for us to participate with the league and our various groups within the umbrella of the league. So, and that means for our staff and others. So, I'm very pleased that that we have two of our council members willing to attend.
I agree. do we need to make a formal vote on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So so the way it stands now, we will send 2 members to the league for the May 14th meeting. Councilwoman Dykes, by virtue of being a female and her last name spelling, will be our voting delegate. And that will be in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Washington. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
and President Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Do we need a motion for the alternate delegate?
Well,
Or do both of those? That
We
vote for
can
both?
we can redo that. That's fine if we need to do 2 separate ones just to make it clean. So I will make a motion for the alternate delegate being Councilman Washington. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. McCullum.
Councilwoman Bobo,
Yes.
Councilman Washington,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dykes,
Yes.
President Hogg.
Yes.
All right, motion is carried.
Mr. President, I would say short, but that's a bad word for me. I'd like to make a brief rebuttal. I was talking to Mr. McCullum. We were trying to debate how much I should sell him this Nick Saban sport coat for it. Saved Nick Saban's life on Saturday.
Oh, goodness.
Next agenda item. No departmental business, so item 13, mayor and council members' business. But before we go into that, I did see some Boy Scouts here tonight. I just wanted to say hello to the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts here, and didn't know if y'all were here for a specific reason or if you're trying to get a badge or just here to learn a little bit more about government and getting a badge. Yes, well, we appreciate you being here. That's awesome. And had I known, I would have let you lead the Pledge of Allegiance because I know that's a big thing. So, love to invite you back for any other meetings. We meet on the first and third Mondays of the month. Please come back and we'll let you take part in the actual meeting. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. Item 13, mayor and council members' business. Tonight we're going to go in a little different order. We're going to start with District 1, Councilwoman Bobo.
I have no business for District 1 at this time.
Okay. Any other thing that you would like to say? Okay.
I'm going to reserve that right for later, please.
All right. District 2, Councilman Washington.
I'd like to say thanks to Judge Hardy. Right now, his service that he's done, and also when it was time for me to get sworn in, him and Ron was brave enough to walk out to my truck, COVID infested, to swear me in. So I did a drive-by swearing in by ways of Judge Hardy. So I appreciate you. Thanks for your service.
All right. District 3, Pro Tem Hinton.
Certainly, I'd like to mention the judge and what he's meant to Northport. When he came in, his first comments were, "We're going to make Northport first," and he's made every effort to do that. He's done a tremendous job. I think he's given us a lot of credibility in his time here. Thank you, Judge.
District 4, Councilwoman Dykes.
I just want to echo the sentiments of my others, council people, and thank you very much for everything you've done.
Okay.
I get a rebuttal at some point.
And then District 5. For District 5, I do not have any business pertaining to District 5. But if you don't mind, I would like to take the time to tell you what Hardy McCullum has meant not only to Tuscaloosa County or to the city of Northport, but what Hardy McCullum has meant to me personally. During my first term on the council, we had some turnover from the city administrator position. Our main goal was to find some stability and some leadership. I remember it wasn't long into his retirement from the county that Northport recognized former probate judge Hardy McCullum for his years of dedicated service to the citizens of Tuscaloosa County. Little did any of us know that retirement stage would be short-lived, and he would be working for the city of Northport in the coming months. Leading up to August 8th, 2019, the mayor and council were desperately looking for someone to come in to right the ship with honesty, integrity, and overall leadership qualities. It didn't take Mayor Aaron long to find the perfect fit for what we thought would be short and a temporary role. And boy, were we wrong. I remember Mayor Aaron calling me, and if you know her, you know she doesn't speak often, but when she does, you need to listen. I remember her saying, "Jeff, don't worry about the next few months as we search for a permanent city administrator. We're going to be fine. We have hit a home run for the interim." And she was right. Northport had finally done the unthinkable. It didn't take an outside search. The best candidate was right under our nose, and all we had to do was ask. Although I think Miss Aaron had to ask quite a few times. With his servant's heart, Hardy stepped in ready to act with confidence and a swift voice. And people listen when Hardy talks. He's a wealth of knowledge and understands government better than most anyone. As he stepped into his role, little did we know that COVID was right around the corner. While most cities around the country were trying to figure out how to process the pandemic and what some regulations could do to the financial well-being of the city, he was not fazed. Hardy is known for being very conservative with taxpayer money. That's no secret. And at the time of the unknown dealing with what was about to come, he once again was the perfect fit for Northport. Fast forward until today, Hardy is still here even though he thought this was going to be a temporary assignment. Still working for the citizens of Northport, and he will continue to do so until Ms. Glenda Webb takes her position as the new city administrator. That's who he is. He took the position to help, and he never left us until he knew we were in good hands going forward. He jokes that we had to kick him out, and to a degree, he was right. Hardy will never abandon his team. He has been a team player from day one. And although he and I probably have two of the biggest, and I'll say personalities in the room, and we didn't see eye to eye on everything, the actual steps to take to get there, we always had the same goal of Northport first. Most of the time we agreed, sometimes we didn't, but we never let that get in the way of our friendship. I have a lot of takeaways from my time working with Hardy. He taught me that if you're not part of the solution, then you will be part of the problem. I'm glad I was a part of the solution to help bring Mr. McCullum to Northport. The city and I as a person are better for it. And I hope now, Mr. McCullum, you can fully enjoy your retirement and the people that love you dearly. You deserve it. And thank you again for your dedication to Northport and your willingness to serve our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Jeff. I really do appreciate it. I kept my emotions pretty well this morning as I met with the staff. And, in 2 years, I've been in Northport, almost 2 years. And I told them from my first day, we were going to put Northport first. If you expected me to do anything less, and I told the council this, then you got the wrong person. I'm here to serve Northport and to do what is in Northport's best interest. I told the staff, and I'll tell you again, staff, and I'll tell my council this, you can look in a lot of places and in a lot of communities, and you won't find any better or more professional staff, certainly for a city the size of Northport. You are, the council, and we are, as a city, very blessed to have some really good, competent department heads. And I can say if Max was still on board, that would still be the case. But he chose to move on. But that's one of the great things about having good quality people on your staff. They have been so supportive of what you wanted them to do, and they've been very supportive of me in carrying out your wishes for the city. I consider myself very blessed. It took Donna 4 times, and before I ever agreed to come, and there she is. And I told her, I said, Donna, dadgummit, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I'd do this, because I had that much respect for her. And then with this council here tonight, Donna, it has been a real joy to have had the opportunity to work and serve Northport. You know, I like to say I've got a servant heart, and I've tried to spend most of my career serving, not myself, but others. But I'm glad, as always, I didn't think my family would show up for another one of these things. But I guess it's the free food. Maybe Woodrow's got some ribs out there or something. I don't know. But let me thank Dr. Hinton, who chaired the committee that helped convince me to come, and all the support that each one of you have given me as we've served Northport. We have served Northport. Northport, and I told, and with this I'll be quiet, I told the staff this morning, and the department heads, and I'll tell you, when we selected Glenda Webb to succeed me, I said, mission accomplished, because we now, I think, have the city in very good hands moving forward. And I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to be a small part of the propulsion to move Northport forward, because the greatest days for Northport are still yet to come, and I truly believe that. Glenda, you're gonna love working with these folks. I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Before I do my part of the program here, is there anybody here from the O'Brien family? We're going to have a recognition of them tonight, but some things got crossed up, so I was going to make sure. Judge, if you come up here for me. I know. Hardy and I, of course, he was a lot older than me, but we were raised in Rosedale. That's where we, Tuscaloosa High School graduates, you know. But I've been working with Hardy. I became mayor in '08. You know, we started working together, and he's a great guy, a great friend. And I'm going to do a little proclamation here. Whereas Honorable Warren H. McCollum has been an enthusiastic innovator, pushing for achieving greater professionalism in City of Northport staff, and whereas Honorable Warren H. McCollum was a major contributor in merging the term and idea of Northport First into city staff's vocabulary and way of working, and whereas his leadership, political and business acumen, honed after years of public service, has contributed immensely to making Northport a dynamic and thriving community. And whereas Honorable Warren H. McCollum's committed service as probate judge of Tuscaloosa County and his position as Northport City Administrator, he has contributed to the quality of life of those he has assisted throughout his career. And whereas Honorable Warren H. McCollum has demonstrated unique dedication to the City of Northport, now therefore be it resolved on behalf of I, Bobby Herndon, Mayor of the City of Northport, the Northport City Council, the city employees, and the citizens of Northport, expresses to Honorable Warren H. McCollum their sincere appreciation for his loyal and distinguished service to our community, and hereby send our best wishes to him in his second retirement and for always making Northport first. Hardy, thank you,
you,
Mayor.
Bob.
I appreciate you,
I
man.
appreciate it, Mayor.
Okay. Now, Hardy, we said about how him coming up with Northport first. And, you know, number one, and that's what you are, number one. And it says here, it's got the city seal, and it says presented to City Administrator W. Hardy McCollum for remarkable leadership, putting Northport first. Very good. And now, when we dismiss, I turn back over to Council President Hogg. When we dismiss, we have refreshments outside. Okay?
Okay. I want to say the last word. Thank you to my wife of 54 years, Juanita, and all of my family for the support that they've always shown me and given me. Thank you.
But before we adjourn the meeting, I do want to ask two people that I know in particular. Miss Erin, would you like to speak? I know you were very instrumental in getting Mr. McCollum to come, as I've alluded to and he's alluded to as well, and I know how much it meant to you to have Hardy here. So if you would like to say something, you please come to the podium and speak.
Thank you. But I have to say, I cannot tell Hardy how much I have appreciated what he has done. Time when we were weak and not knowing our direction, and he came in and with his leadership, we started moving forward, and we are going to continue moving forward because of what he did and what he started. And he's given me way under too much credit. Hardy and I go back many, many, many years, and he is a dear, dear friend. And he was the first person I thought of when we were trying to name an interim. So it took me a few little times, like he said, 4 times, to meet and all but get on my knees and beg him. And I promised him 90 days. That's it, 90 days. But that's all right, too. I think he has added to Northport, and I do appreciate all that he has done for us. Thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we close for adjournment, I was prefacing this earlier when I was asking District 1 Councilwoman Bobo if she had anything she would like to say, because I know I turned the tables a little bit by putting Mayor Herndon going last, so I think I put her on the spot. So, sorry I did not tell you what was going on.
I stalled out a little bit. I was afraid I was getting a little bit choked up. I can't express with words right now what Judge McCollum has meant to me professionally and personally, and his mentorship. It's more than I could ever ask for. And the way that he has taught us to think about each other's opinions and the different points of view and perspectives, aside from what we may see, and just to look at the big picture and how it fits in to make Northport better. And I stalled out on admin committee quite a few times, not wanting him to leave, and I think Dr. Hinton probably was ready to shake me a few times. But it looks like it worked out great, because it was the perfect timing for us to receive Glenda, and I'm so excited that we were able to get the ship, or Hardy was able to get the ship back on course, and we're ready to go now.
Thank you. With that being said, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Dykes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Everyone, please meet in the lobby.